Hello viewers, I'm Kausalya. Today we are going to solve problem 2 and problem 3 in exercise 4.4 quadratic equations. The problem is find the values of k for each of the following quadratic equations so that they have two equal roots. So the first problem is 2x square plus kx plus 3 equal to 0. So what is the condition to have two equal roots? The condition is b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So from the given equation, just write down the values of a, b and c. A is nothing but coefficient of x square. Therefore, the value of a is 2 and coefficient of x is k. So the value is b is equal to k and the coefficient here, the final constant value is c. Right. Now, when you substitute these values in this equation, you see b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So, in the place of b, I have k and the place of a, I have 2 and the place of c, I have 3. So, when you substitute, finally, we have k square minus 24 is equal to 0. Therefore, k square is equal to 24. Therefore, k is nothing but plus or minus square root of 24. So, 24 can be written as 4 into 6. And here finally the square root of 4 is 2 and we have this square root of 6 as such. Therefore, the value of k is plus or minus 2 root 6. So, in case 24, you see the 24 even it can be written as 2 into 12, right? But the square root of 2 and square root of 12, we don't have a perfect number. Therefore, we are writing the value of 24 as 4 into 6. Therefore, thereby we can make the square root of 4 as 2. Right. That's why we are selecting the value of 24 can be written as product of 4 into 6. Now, first problem gets over. We'll proceed with our second option. So here the second question is kx into x minus 2 plus 6 is equal to 0. So, now the first step is we have to multiply this kx by these terms. So kx into x, kx square and kx into minus 2 kx plus 6 equal to 0. So from this equation just write down the value of a, b and c. The value of a is k, the value of b is minus 2k and the value of c is 6. So to have two equal roots, again the condition is b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So substitute the values of a, b and c. So here the value of b is minus 2k the whole square minus 4 into k into 6 which is equal to 0. So here minus 2k whole square becomes 4k square, right? Minus 2 whole square is 4 and k to the power 2 is k square. Minus 6 fours are 24. Therefore, minus 24k is equal to 0. So, as a next step, I am moving this minus 24k to the right hand side. Therefore, it becomes plus 24k. Now, this k square and k, they get cancelled. That is not the entire k square get cancelled. That is, you see, k square is k into k and here I have 24k. Right. So, this 1k and this 1k get cancelled and finally here remains 1k. Therefore, 4k is equal to 24. What is the value of k then? K is nothing but 24 by 4 which is equal to 6. Therefore, here the value of k is 6. Now we proceed with problem number 3. The problem is it possible to design a rectangular mango group whose length is twice its breadth and the area is 800 meters square? If so, find its length and breadth. So here the problem is we have to design a rectangular mango group. Okay, we have to design a rectangular part whose length is twice its breadth. So here the length and breadth are related by some conditions and the area is given as 800 meters square. So the question is it possible to design a rectangular group whose area is 800 meters square and the condition is length is twice its breadth. So what do you mean by that? Length is twice its breadth. That is length is equal to 2 times of its breadth. Right. For example, if the breadth is 5, then the length is 10. Can you understand? That is the relationship between this length and breadth. Length is twice its breadth. Right. If the breadth is 5, then the value of length is 10. Okay. Just for an example, I am telling this. Now we are going to find the original values of length and breadth. So first we start with let the breadth is x meters. Then what about length? Length is nothing but 2 times of breadth, therefore 2x meters. Now the next thing is finding the area. So what is the formula for area? Area of a rectangular groove is area of a rectangle. That's it, right? It is given by length into breadth. So length into breadth is equal to 800. So here in this case, what is length? Here length is given by 2x and breadth is given by x. Therefore 2x into x is equal to 800. So when you multiply, here we get x square. Therefore, 2x square is equal to 800. So, when you simplify, x square is given by 800 by 2. Here, the 2 is in multiplication part. So, when you move to the right hand side, it occupies the denominator part. So, 800 by 2 is given as 400. Therefore, the value of x is given by square root of 400. So, when you take square root of 400, here the answer is 20, right? Because 20 square, that is 20 into 20 gives the answer as 400. So when you take square root of 400, the answer is 20. So the value of x is 20, right? So x is nothing but breadth. So what about the length? So length is given by 2 times of x. So here it is 2 into 20, therefore it is 40, right? So 20 into 40 gives 800, yes or no? Right? That is the thing which is given in the problem. Therefore, here it is possible to design a rectangular mango groove whose length is 20 meter and breadth is 40 meter, and even you can say here, and the area is also equal to 800 meters square. Right. So, that's all problem 3. We will proceed with problem number 4. The problem is the following situation possible? If so, determine their present ages. The sum of the ages of two friends is 20 years. 4 years ago, the product of their ages in years was 48. So here again, we are dealing with ages, right? So the first thing is the sum of the ages. What do you mean by sum? Here comes addition. When you add the ages of two friends, you get the answer as 20 years. And 4 years ago, what do you mean by 4 years ago? 4 years before, right? The product of their ages in years was 48. What do you mean by product? Here comes the multiplication, right? Now we are going to find the values of ages of these two friends. So here the first thing is let the age of a person, okay? Age of one person, even we can write let the age of one person is x years and the age of the second person is y years. Because we don't know, right? And sum of the ages is 20. Sum is nothing but we have to add. So x plus y is equal to 20. Therefore, here the value of y is 20 minus x. Right? From this equation, we are framing a relation like this. Now, the next thing is product of their ages 4 years ago. It is given by 48. So product of their ages 4 years ago, that is 4 years before, their product is equal to 48. So currently their age is x and y. So 4 years ago means before 4 years it will be x minus 4 and y minus 4. Right? For example, let their ages be some, I'll make it simple, right? 20, right? Let their ages be some 8 and 12. Just for example, I am telling. So here, now their age is 8 and 12. So 4 years before, their age will be 8 minus 4, right? The age will be 4 and 12 minus 4, here the age will be 8. Right, in the same way, now the current age is x and y. So 4 years before means you have to subtract 4 from both these x and y. Therefore, here it is x minus 4 and y minus 4 is equal to 48. Now the next step is, you see, the value of y is represented in terms of x. So here this y is replaced by 20 minus x. Right, the remaining terms you are writing as such. 20 minus x minus 4 equal to 48. So now we are going to simplify or solve this equation. So here again 20 minus 4 is 16. Therefore 16 minus x, and here this x minus 4, it remains the same. X minus 4 into 16 minus x is equal to 48. Now we are going to multiply these two parts. So when you multiply, you see x into 16, 16x, and minus 4 into 16, minus 64. The next thing is x into minus x is minus x square, and minus 4 into minus x gives plus 4x, which is equal to 48. So here we are simplifying minus x square plus I have 16x plus 4x, so which is nothing but 20x minus 64 is equal to 48. So again I am moving this 48 to the left hand side, therefore plus 48 becomes minus. And here you see that I am writing these two terms as such, and when I simplify these two numbers, they both have the negative sign. So you have to write the negative sign as such, and you have to add these two numbers. So 64 plus 48 gives the answer 112. And finally, we always expect a positive x square term. If there is a negative x square term, we have to multiply this entire term by negative. Right. So when you multiply this whole expression by a negative term, what happens? Minus into minus becomes plus, plus into minus becomes minus, and minus into minus becomes plus. Or else you can just make a sign change. Right. Here minus plus becomes plus, plus becomes minus, and minus becomes plus. So this is our equation. X square minus 20x plus 112 is equal to 0. So here, what is the value of A, B and C? A, B and C are nothing but coefficients. So here the value of A is 1, B is minus 20 and C is 112. So first we check for the condition B square minus 4AC. So when you substitute the values of A, B and C, you see the value of B is minus 20. So minus 20 whole square minus 4 into 1 into 112. So minus 20 square becomes 400. So 400 minus 4 into 112 becomes 448. So here we get a negative answer, that is minus 48, which is less than 0. Right, so the answer is negative. So whenever we have the value as negative, what does it indicates? That it doesn't have any real roots. Therefore, this situation is not possible. Right? So that's all. This video gets over here. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you. Sorry, only one more problem to finish this chapter. We will continue the same. So the next is problem 5. Is it possible to design a rectangular park of perimeter 80 meter and area 400 meters square? If so, find its length and breadth. So again we are discussing about a rectangular park. So rectangular park, what is the area of rectangle? It is given by length into breadth. So area is 400. Therefore area is nothing but length into breadth. So length into breadth is equal to 400. Name this as equation 1. And the next thing is the perimeter value is given as 80 meters. So here what is mean by perimeter? Let this be the rectangle. So perimeter is given by when you add all the four sides, right? That gives the value of perimeter. So here we have 2L and 2B. So when you add 2L plus 2B is given by 80, and when 2 is taken outside, it is given as 2 into L plus B is equal to 80. Therefore, L plus B is given by 80 by 2, which is equal to 40. So L plus B is equal to 40. Therefore, the value of L is given by 40 minus. You see here L plus B is 40, and therefore L is written as 40 minus B. Name this as equation 2. Now we are going to substitute this 2 in equation 1. Here L into B is equal to 400 and L is replaced by 40 minus B into B equal to 400. So when you simplify 40 into B, 40B minus B into B minus B square is equal to 400. So when you rearrange, we get the equation as 40b minus b square. When you move this plus 400 to the left hand side, here it becomes minus 400. Again, when you rearrange, minus b square plus 40b minus 400 is equal to 0. Again, we always need a positive term, right? Positive square term. Therefore, I am multiplying this entire equation with a minus sign, or simply you can say I am changing the sign for this entire equation. So here it is b square minus 40b plus 400 is equal to 0. So from this equation, list out the values of a, b and c. So here the value of a is 1, b is minus 40 and c is 400. So b square minus 4ac is given by minus 40 the whole square minus 4 into 1 into 400. So when you simplify here, we get the answer as 0. Okay, 40 square is 1600 and again 400 into 4 is 1600. So whenever the value of b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then this says that this equation has real roots. Therefore, this situation is possible. So how to find the value of x? You see here the value of x is given by minus b by 2a, because here the roots are identical. So when you substitute the values, you see minus of minus 40 by 2. So when you solve, finally 40 by 2 is equal to 20. So here the value of x, that is x is nothing but your roots of this quadratic equation. So here they have identical roots. Therefore here the value of both L and B is equal to 20 meters. Since this value is same, this won't make a rectangle, right? This will make a square. That's it. That is the thing we have to conclude. So this video gets over here. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you.